We are live. Hey, everyone. I'm really excited to see y'all. I have a special guest again today. Welcome to this live. We are here in the Women into Networking WIN community spaces. And y'all know how we do. Please share this live because of community networking, that's what we're all about. I have a special guest. We're going to be talking about empowering communities with Maliyah. She is the owner of Indie Collectiv and founder of Girl to Girl Community. And I was able to meet Maliyah when I went to a event that LaShawna West, our corporate sponsor, invited me to. And she said, hey, come out, speak. Let's give some, let's impact the world. And at that event, I was able to walk into this beautiful environment, which Maliyah created inside of her brick and mortar store. And I was able to find out a lot about why her store exists, what she does as a business owner, and that woman behind the brand is what we're going to find out about today. So I'm really excited to feature you, Maliyah. So let's get started. And as people will come in and ask questions, maybe even comment on this, I'll be monitoring that. So y'all make sure that you guys please share your comments. Please share whatever it is that you want to ask Maliyah while we're hearing this interview. But Maliyah, let's start with you telling us about you. Like, who are you? Who is Maliyah, and what do you do?
Thank you for having me. My name is Maliyah Mayfield. I am 29 years old. I am a fashion marketing and management graduate from Savannah College of Art and Design. I am an entrepreneur and a creative by heart. So I started my entrepreneur journey in 2017 with my jewelry line, Kalua Rae. Kalua Rae is a jewelry line that I handcraft all the jewelry. I source everything myself. And that kind of led to all of my other businesses because I was a vendor and I was doing a lot of markets and trade shows and things like that. So that led me to start Girl to Girl through community and wanting to help other women and like-minded individuals. And then I launched my store, which was called Kalua Studios in 2020. And then I rebranded it last year to Indie Collectiv.
So really like it's so concise and clear about your journey. And I just want to go back a little bit too, because it's really nice and refreshing to hear how, you really just structured that. You worked inside of the environment that you were creative in. Like, I see your jewelry, I see some of your creations, I've seen them. So I would love for everyone else to get to know more about that. But let's go back a little bit, because when you say you started out at SCAD, like, listen, I was just thinking about how, because my god sister went to SCAD, and there's just such a great school and so much that you learn. What made you interested in creativity, design? Like, where did that come from, even before you went to school for it? Like, what excited you to want to even learn about that?
So I've always been into creating things, DIY, fashion. So when I was younger, I always was like making little bracelets and things like that. And then when I got into high school, fashion was like a huge part of my life, photography, jewelry. So pretty much aesthetics was, I really liked everything that looked good. So then when I was looking to go to college, I only applied to SCAD. And then luckily I got in, and I actually originally was going for photography, and then I switched it, or I was doing photography major, fashion minor, and then I switched it to fashion marketing. And then that's what I did the whole time. And then I graduated in 2017.
Yes. And I'm wanting, hold on one second. I was trying to pause it so it didn't make any noise, because I'm on the background looking at the video, the live feed. So I want to make sure that we're, like, out on all of our channels, because people need to hear this. Like, you pretty much, it seems like this is just a part of who you are. It seems like you pretty much just, leaned into your true desires. And sometimes I think that as women, I see, like, I work with a lot of women, especially as a business coach, and like, you get to see the inner, like, desires of a person and why they started the business. And I think that coming from a place of passion, is really the most rewarding when it comes to work. Have you ever thought about doing anything else, or was this just like, that was it, like, you knew that this is what you do once you know, decided on your major, even before that?
I've done a lot of things leading up to this. Before I started working for myself, I was visual merchandiser for a small business here in Atlanta. So I basically set up all of their stores. I helped them open new stores and things like that. I was also the manager. So doing jobs like that also helped me be able to run my own store. So I always was doing things that I could grow from. Like I did an internship at America's Mart in college, you know, to be able to understand like the markets and wholesaling and things like that. So I'm all about experience, shadowing people, getting internships if you can. Just getting experience is very important to be good at what you want to be doing.
So speaking of internships, because we have a whole program, we believe in that too. I want to ask you, like, were you intern at some point in time, or is that just something you know is a valuable asset?
Yeah, I was an intern at America's Mart at a fashion showroom.
Okay, so that was your internship, and I think that, you know, what kind of experience was that like for you? Like, did that enhance your opportunities, or was it just like, I could have did that anywhere? Like, well, how was that experience for you?
I did. It was very it was very sophisticated and made me feel like more so high fashion, because what I wanted to do at first, I did want to go into like the high fashion marketing realm, but I also knew I wanted to work for myself at the same time, which was the bigger desire. So that's the path I chose. But I really did love working at the America's Mart. It was very professional. Everyone looked amazing. Like everyone was kind of on the same. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Everyone kind of like everyone came, they looked good. Everyone had offices. So it was giving like Vogue. That's kind of how I felt.
It was like the vibe was just really right. I love it. You know, I think that our experiences do impact the way that we build, you know, and that's why it's really important to choose, you know, like your heart's desires and not settle for what people tell you to do. Do you feel like you had any struggles around that, like deciding on what you want to do opposed to what people expected you to do at all? Or were you just highly supported in that area?
I'm supported, but I'm very headstrong, so I always do what I want to do if I know that I can do it. So I just did it, and even to this day, like the people that I think that should be supporting me, they really because like I've met a lot of amazing customers, a lot of amazing vendors, and a lot of amazing people to just connect with, and that will support me in that way. Oop, did I lose you? Oh no. Technical difficulties.
Give it a second, y'all. You know how my internet gets really funky. Malia, it's my area. It's not you. It's not anyone else. I'm constantly dealing with this, so I'm troubleshooting it. But I heard what you said, and oh, I'm not even on camera. I heard what you said, so I jumped in on the other line, so you can at least hear my voice. And I think, you know, being headstrong and being very sure about what you want to do. I always call myself the one. Like I'm the one in my family. Like if anybody's going to change something, it's because I really know that I go after my heart's desires, and no one can really change my mind. They used to call me rebellious, but I just think it's just like, hey, you know, you're just following your heart. You know, and that's kind of something that I'm like hearing from you a little bit, like just like really like very gun ho about what you want to do, very knowledgeable about how you want to move, and just following that gut feeling. What do you see in the future? Like, where do you want to take yourself, your business? Like, what do you foresee happening, and what are you building towards?
Yeah, so I want to support, continue on with my businesses. I want them to get stronger. I am currently growing them with Girl to Girl. I just got my new membership program that we started again in June, and then I'm building my staff up again. So that has been helping me, get things done with Girl to Girl, and really help me like connect with sponsors and different venues and things like that. And then with my jewelry line, I kind of stepped back a little bit. I still vend all the time at the Girl to Girl markets, but marketing wise for my jewelry, I had to step back a little because I just got so busy with the store. But I'm actually working on stuff now. But I do want that to grow. I want to be in more stores. Right now, I was in a few stores, but I don't think I've restocked. I don't know if they still have it. But the main store that I'm in right now is called Modern Mystic in Pond City Market. So I want to, get my jewelry in more stores. And then with my IndieCollectiv marketplace, I want to get a new venue or a new storefront because we're just online right now. But those are my goals right now.
No, that's powerful. I've actually been to that place that you're talking about in Ponce, and I got me some Sage Girl. Like, I mean, they have like really cute stores in there, and I think, that environment. And I don't know if I was seeing a reel that you were like walking the stores. It looked like it was at Ponce, and that motivated me because sometimes, like in our community, y'all know how we get a little bougie here, right? Like we know deep down inside we like nice things, and I think, just with knowing your brand and understanding it, I've seen your jewelry, I've seen your work. I think it's so, unique to you, and just being very authentic about that, y'all. It's so cute. Like she has these chains, and I was looking at them because she had uh, what I want to say, my birth month on there, or my sign, right? Like Aries. And I think like those things are so cute, especially when they're handcrafted. And that's one of the questions I asked you at the table. I was like, "Are these handcrafted by you? Like you did this, right?" And you're like, "Yeah, absolutely." And I think when we speak to artists and creatives, like we were just on another interview with Courtney Averett, who does a lot of our designs too, or designs for some people that we have in our community. I was just looking at her work and how she does it when we were talking, just like I'm looking at you, and I'm saying like, wow, like there's just certain things that you do that business owners like myself and other people just cannot do. Cannot think the way you do. We're not creative like you. We don't have the foresight the way you do. And so I just commend you for showing up and being who you are, because that means something to a lot of people. And shout out to Indie Collective because you mentioned that you had the brick and mortar store. I want to go there a little bit because before we talk about the places where they can find your amazing pieces, right? I want to see where the Indie Collective journey took you, especially coming from just doing it on your own to really wanting to have a brick and mortar. I'm not going to lie, like I tell my clients, do not get a brick and mortar until you know that residual revenue is coming in and you have that thing secured. But one of the things that I noticed about you is that you establish a presence for other people to take advantage of your brick and mortar. So talk about that a little bit with me. Like, how did that start, and like, where are you today with your store?
Yeah, so I guess the idea came from me wanting to put my products in a store. And then I was like, okay, well, so this all started in 2021. The idea was to have my items in store as well as other women owned businesses or just businesses in general, because at the same time I was doing my markets. So it was kind of like the next step to vendors being able to go do weekly markets, and now they graduated from that and now they can have their stuff in a store. But Indie Collectiv is only a pop-up. So my first store location was up for a year, and then the last one was up for a year as well. But hopefully in the future, I could find something a little more long term. But I personally like the pop up style because it doesn't lock me down into something I'm not sure about or I'm not ready for, because the market changes all the time. People aren't always shopping. So I think the year was great. It was a good test run. It wasn't the perfect location where I was, so that is why I closed down. But I just know the next location will be even better.
I I gotta say I'm truly impressed by that because I didn't know it was a pop up. I mean, I get it now because like you're so intentional about like, okay, well, what do I want to wear? And I think that that works really well, especially if you are deciding in this market. And you said it best, like you don't know what the market is going to do. It's going to change. Like we have had we've had so many meetings about that, and it's just something that you have to track and just be very aware of. You know, I noticed that when I went into your store, though, because this is something I really want to highlight that I thought was like amazing, because you can kind of transfer all that good energy you have from Indie Collective into areas where people would not normally be able to see you. It's like a mobile brick and mortar, y'all. That's so cool. If you're doing the brick and mortar for yourself, I've noticed that there were so many more things there. As a matter of fact, I met Nika, who I just talked to about doing our customized WIN candle, and I was able to see her products in your store. So what's that special element about your store that you give to your community? Because I thought that that was another amazing thing that I've never seen before in the way that you've done it. So kind of express that to us. How did you set that up?
Thank you. I think that in addition to having vendors on the shelves, I also allow people to come in and have their own solo pop up. So she was there on a really great day, just popping up in the store. In the store, I also, each vendor kind of has their own section. So it's easy to find, who you're shopping for. There's a meet the creator um, like flyer next to each section, so you can see their Instagram, their name, their picture, just so you know who you're shopping from. But it is very open. I just like to keep it feeling good. I don't like cluttered stores. I like to make sure the aesthetic all flows and it looks like one store and not like a bunch of items in one location. So it did look like one store, but it was all different vendors. Can you hear me?
I could hear you. I was getting that mad
Okay.
delay, so I got caught in trying to do a couple things. But I did hear you. So hold on one second. Let me Yeah, I don't know what to do about the connection, Maliyah, so I apologize. It's like I have my phone, my laptop, doesn't matter what I'm on. It's the area. But I just have to kind of wait for it to like reset. So it reset. We'll continue with the interview, y'all. So listen. Oh God. Or not. Let me just get this out the way because clearly something just popped up. Okay. So, what you were talking about with the brick and mortar, you were saying basically these individuals that normally would sell their own products, jewelry lines, perfumes. I saw there. I saw clothes. I saw, just all types of things, y'all. And it's just amazing because as I was walking around, like that's exactly what I felt, Maliyah. I felt like this store is so clean. It smells really good, and that unique approach, sometimes people don't realize that that makes the difference. Like the environment makes the difference. And so I just wanted to highlight that because one of the things that I will do if the store is not like clean or if the store don't smell right, child, I'll walk right out the front door as soon as I walked in. That is really truthful to like, I mean, it's just what it is. I don't care what you have in there because it's an environment, it's an attitude of atmosphere and it's a part of your brand. So I commend you for doing that. And then I did see all the different vendors. And so if you're a vendor, if you're out there and you're just like, man, I wish I had a brick and mortar to put my products in. I wish I had someone that could support me in my business and I can do vending events. I also want to highlight before I ask you the next question is basically like I went to your event this past I think it was 2 weekends ago, and Maliyah does these vending events at different locations. So I want to, before I kind of express what that experience was like, can you tell us also about the extension of Indie Collectiv, which is, I believe, the girl to girl community that I found out through your event as well. How does that get incorporated with your Indie Collectiv brand?
Yeah, so they are two brands, because a lot of the vendors, that's like the next step after girl to girl, they'll go put their stuff on the store shelves. So yes, Indie Collectiv, online marketplace slash brick and mortar, and then girl to girl is a women's networking group. So every weekend or every other weekend we have our women's makers markets where we highlight women-owned businesses, and our current locations are at the Interlock and Beston Brewery.
I'm always seeing you advertise that too. And I'm like, dang. And this is one of the things, since I'm actually looking at my marketing structure and I always put in, I'm doing vending events and things like that. So I'm like, listen, we have the conference coming up. So we're also looking at how we're going to get out there into the environment, into the communities. And now that we know about Girl to Girl community, like even as a leader of my own community, I believe that, we benefit from taking our members and saying, listen, y'all, like she's out here doing vending events, right? Like, so, and y'all, if you need exposure, you need to connect with Maliyah. So I told my members, like, don't sleep on the one-on-one experience. And I'll talk a little bit about it because as I was walking into your makers market, the women's makers market, as my first time there, I strolled through, y'all. I took a little reel video because I wanted to make sure I did my highlights, And the first thing, first of all, it's always very welcoming. Like you just have such a welcoming personality. You really appreciate people that come. And then also, of course, you had your own booth out there. So leading by example, y'all. I love that. And then also the individuals that were there, like Maya's house. I learned new companies that I've never knew about before. She named that clothing line after her granddaughter. I thought that was amazing. I mean, just walking through, seeing like some of the other vendors, there was like cakeys, them things was good. I ate them things like in like me, my mother, and my father. I shared it with them, like shared like one piece. And then I was like, y'all can't have no more because as soon as they took a bite, they were like, oh, this is really good. I was like, okay, that's enough. And then I walked over to the vendor, which was I think it was a Lit AF. And basically it was a candle brand and her candles were very nice, metallic colors on the outside of the candle, and then having that essential, like that scent in the candle. It was so invigorating. But here's what I loved more than anything was, as I was talking to the vendors, they were telling me more about them. Like, why did you start this business? What are you even doing with it? Right. And I'm not going to tell y'all all the conversations I've had because some of these individuals you'll probably meet at the conference, because Maliyah, I was like, listen, we want you there. And the young lady with Lit AF Candles, she said that she was, I don't want to get it wrong. Oh, y'all get it. Ugh. It's like she went to school for some type of, I don't know, something with the mind, y'all. It's mindset work, right? So I can't remember what the particular name of her position was and what she went to school for, but it was medical, right? It's mindset, it's medical, like psychotherapy. And when I was talking to her, I was like, well, why are you here selling candles? And she's like, my candles help with mental health. Like, you have the coconut soy wax, and I mean, not coconut wax, I think she said she used. And the actual scents that she used were really about relaxation and just components that were healthy. So I want to just say thank you for doing that. And if you want to elaborate on what kind of vendors that you really want more at your events, because I also met this particular vendor, something about spice, y'all, and she will also be doing an interview so we can showcase her brand. But she makes actual everything spices and spices from home that she appreciates. And I just feel like you're highlighting women where we would never really have space to be seen in this way. So um, tell us, what kind of vendors are you looking for, and what kind of women do you find come through to vend at your events?
Yeah, so I'm open to all women. Beginners or more established brands. It's a great place to come just to get experience, to get exposure, and to network with like minded individuals. A lot of women come for the first time and they are. They're not prepared. They don't know exactly what they need to have on their booth, but they come, they do the best they can. But they get to see the other vendors and take notes, talk to them, see what works for them, because we have a lot of experienced vendors who come with us, who vend with us. But yeah, I'm open to all women who have positive attitudes, who are supportive, who are about their brand, and who are just ready to have a good time. Mm-hmm.
And I think I saw that there was membership for that, because you have the community, and then you also give them a chance, once they're in the community, to learn and grow, that now they can take all of their work and put it in a brick and mortar. It's something that people never really would have an opportunity to do for themselves. So how do people join, your community to kind of get started on this process?
Yeah, so we have a membership application, which is .com. Now it is just a yearly fee because we are still, new. We're still getting everything stabilized. So right now it's one-time yearly fee, and with that fee, you get access to our resources, special events like this weekend. We are having an event in Atlantic Station with a brand called Vivo Woman. It is their first U.S. store. They are based in Africa, so that is only open to our members. We have other events like we just had a meeting where Lashana West was there speaking. We had a photographer, so all of the vendors were able to get a headshot. So we try to do things that will benefit the women, not only for their brands, but for personal growth as well.
That's a beautiful thing. I just actually learned about more about your membership as I was watching some of your posts, and I did see a lot of things that you're doing. It seems very exciting, right? And so you said girl2girl.com, is that where they go?
GURL.
Wait, hold on a second. Say it one more time. Lift the phone up because it kind of went out on me.
Yes, it is GURL2GIRL. And a lot of something people don't know is the URL to IRL. It's supposed to mean we meet online and then come together in real life. Some people think I'm just spelling it that way, but it's supposed to. It's like a little play on words.
I swear that is the bomb. I did not even notice it. Wait, hold on. So have I been doing this wrong? Like I spelled them both with U's. I did it wrong?
Okay, yeah. It's URL to
Girl,
IRL. It's okay.
I did not know. So listen, I'm really excited that you said that and you explained it because for me that means a lot. It means a lot because it's not just like, hey girl, hey girl. No, it's like, girl, in like online and get yourself out and about in real life. And the fact that girl, you are good. I'm sorry, I did not catch that. Let me just go ahead and put that on. That is so good.
I know.
So
Everyone, they don't ever catch that, but I need to put that out there a little bit more.
yes, like no, like do a whole story about it. Like do a whole live stream, a whole reel. I don't care.
Okay.
Because it's so important for us to understand. And I think that's why sometimes we'll do like we've done the Women Behind the Brand series so many times in our community because there are some geniuses behind what you do with your brand that does not come from anyone else but you. Like no one else is like out here thinking like you. So I'm like, oh, I didn't even catch that. Like, so it's just an amazing thing to see, you work in your element and just to see how that looks. And it's true because we did come out of a pandemic, right? And we did kind of like and I'm still pulling some of my clients out like, hey, stop hiding. Like, I know it's comfortable there. I know your bed feels really good. And I know that, you don't want to get dressed up and go out. But the truth is that you got to do it. Just do it. And so, what do you say to people or individuals who know they need to be out there vending, but kind of like still want to stay online and do the social media posting? Like, what do you say to them?
I'm always encouraging people to get out. I don't necessarily like reach out to people directly like, hey, you should get out, but I probably will now because we have our members. But before it was kind of just like different vendors. So I kind of let them do what they want and then like send them some words of affirmations or some ideas or share some reels, things like that. But with our members, we do have some requirements that they have to come out at least once a month. We do require them to engage with the group because we do have a group chat, and just engaging helps with networking and helps build connections with the other members. It's hard to build connections when you're just like hiding behind, your phone. You don't chime in here and there. So we do definitely encourage people to get out there and connect with the community because that's so important.
I totally agree. I love the fact that you encourage your members and mandate that they do that because, when you pay attention. And I think sometimes people need to be guided. Like they're like, okay, I'm here. Like, what, tell me what to do. And I love the fact that you've created a community where you're just like, I care. Like, I care about your success. And that's really important because we have a big, women are leading the way in business. We are opening up the most businesses. We are doing the most for other people's businesses. But, unfortunately, we still are not getting the same, type of support, and we don't get the same access to resources still. So we do have to support each other in like the best ways possible, because now that we are the leading force in business, like connecting should not be a problem. Like, like empowering each other should never be a question. So, I really like that about it. And then I want to kind of lean back into this like URL to IRL. Y'all, this is like flipping me out because I didn't catch it. I didn't catch it. Do you have a t-shirt that says that?
I don't think, no, I never made.
Put it on a t-shirt. It's like put it on a t-shirt. All right. So as I'm just kind of chiming down, because I know we have a little bit more time left to really get to know about you, Maliyah. And I didn't do a in-depth approach to Maliyah in this interview because this is our first time really introducing you to the W.I.N community. People are going to get to know more about you, especially here in Atlanta. Because y'all, as we're leading to the conference, I want you to reach out to people who are local to you so you can start connecting and start vibing. You never know what kind of results are going to come out of just reaching out to someone and say, hey, I saw your live stream. It's amazing what you do. This is what I do. We live in Atlanta. Let's stay connected. And that right there, it just speaks volumes. And shout out to LaShawn West, because that's how we met. And I really want to just, because if you're a member and you were able to get that type of, energy, because Lashana is amazing, the value is high there. So I would encourage everyone to join. So when it comes down to, when we, moving forward, you said you were looking for a new location, you were looking for, opportunities. What kind of partnerships are you looking for? Like, I just want to kind of lay it down, because you never know who's listening, you never know who's watching. But if you were to say, ideally, you would want a store that you ideally want to be in, what it would look like, what it would feel like, what would the situation be? What would be that dream, arena for you to hold your beautiful products?
Um, with oops, with Pond City Market, Citizen Supply, not necessarily how it is now, but how it was before they rebranded. It was a very similar concept to Indie Collectiv, and they were very, very successful. They still are. I just know they had some changes, but I just absolutely loved their store. It was very open. They had like a photography section. They had a plant section. It was very aesthetically pleasing. People would just go there to work and to take photos, but you could also shop the locally made goods as well. So I really loved that store, and that is kind of the lane I would like to go in for Indie Collectiv, especially with like Pond City Market. That is like my ideal place to sell things. I love it over there. We've had our markets over there. We just finished our 2-year lease this year, in the beginning of this year. So I really miss it. But yeah, so with Indie Collectiv, it would be that. A citizen supply concept. And then with Girl to Girl partnerships, I'm always open. And with me being open, I've been able to get so many amazing partnerships. Recently, we just partnered with Overtime Select, or Overtime. They are a sports league. And it's like the in between, but from like college and the NBA. So we are going to be able to go there and watch the games. So that has nothing to do with, business, but it allows our members to get out into the community and connect with those women athletes if they want to. So I'm super open to partnerships, anything that can benefit us brand wise or personal.
Oh, that is so good. Okay, well, I'm always about that, so that's why I'm connecting. And y'all, listen, connect to Maliyah, because you never know what comes out of this, right? I always believe that if you feel a pull in your heart and you're like, dang, like I would love to partner, but I'm not ready yet, whatever the case may be, still reach out, because you don't know what those opportunities look like. I've just seen people miss out, and they're like, oh, I didn't know. But just reach out. So thank you for saying that, Maliyah, so people know how to access you. Is there anything in particular right now that you would like people to join? I know you have the new project coming up with the Pond City Market, and then you have your jewelry lines and your products in stores. And I know the Girl to Girl community has their events coming up at the Interlock, and what was the other place that you have it at?
The Best in Brewery.
Yes, okay. I have to make, so I'm actually, y'all, listen, I'm marking my schedule, because I've been seeing the events and I've been saying, oh, I gotta go. But it's not until you intentionally put on your schedule and you're like, I'm gonna be there that day. So I'm doing that. I encourage you all to do that as well, and meet us up at the Interlock and West End Brewery. I've never been to the West End Brewery, so I can't wait, to see what that looks like. I am a beer drinker. Like I used to be a bartender, y'all. So I drink everything. And so when it comes to beer, I'm really like a connoisseur. Like I'm like, okay, what does this taste like? So it's going to be a great experience if you want to just try different things. If you want to relax, get a drink and just, visit the vendors. I think if you want to be a vendor, that's going to be a highlight because these are experiences that you'll never forget. I've vended before so many places, and I just always love the relationships you walk away with. The conversations you get to have. The energy from the people that walk up to your booth, that probably are already looking for you. So what kind of things right now do you really want people to focus on or get involved in?
Yes, I would love our women. This weekend on Sunday, we're having a Juneteenth theme at Atlantic Station in Vivo. And then on the 30th, Sunday, June 30th, we'll be back at the Interlock from 2 to 7. And that is the last markets for June. And then July 7th. So every first Sunday of the month, we are at the brewery from 2 to 7. So we would love your support. Come out. There's always amazing women-owned businesses set up. And if you are a women-owned business and you want to join, you can fill out the application at girl2girl.com, and follow us on Instagram as well for regular updates.
Yes, I love it so much. Thank you so much for this interview. I just wanted to make sure that people had a chance to get to know you and just to understand more about what you're doing in your community, in the market as a businesswoman, as a store. Essentially, you had a brick and mortar, even though you're popping up and down, all of Atlanta. It's a lot to have to manage that, right? It's a lot to be able to get out there and to say, I'm going to take on this task, and other people can now benefit from that because they don't have to do it. They just can partner with you and bring their supplies. So y'all definitely partner up. Let me know how you enjoyed this interview. Maliyah, is there anything else you would like to leave us with before we get off of this live?
That is all for me. I am so grateful for being here. If you want to hear the person, so, I'm so,
Wait, Maliyah, is it breaking up again? I think it's breaking up again.
oh, can you hear me?
Okay, there you go. There you go. It was just you had to move it. Go ahead. You keep going.
I was gonna say, you can follow me at Indie Collectiv, Girl to Girl, and the jewelry is Kalua Rae. My personal is Leah Soul if you want to follow there as well. But yes, thank you so much, Allegra.
Thank you, Maliyah. All right, y'all. Y'all have an amazing night. I will see y'all at these girl to girl events now that I found out what the whole thing is about. URL to IRL. Let's get it. All right, y'all have an amazing day.
Bye.